God has implemented the ultimate defensive scheme. And since we're talking about football here, let me just say that God's defensive scheme, it blows the doors off of the 4-3, the 3-4, the nickel, the dime. It blows the doors off. For those of you who don't know what that is, they're just defensive schemes. Just little plans that we make up to defend the other team. You see, God's defensive scheme is the cross of Christ. Because at the cross of Christ, all are put to shame compared to Him. At the cross of Christ, God revealed how great a defender He is, how much He cares for you and me. You see, we were all helpless, enslaved to sin, bound by our own desires, can't escape from the things in which are holding us, but God. Anybody got a big butt in their story like that? You don't know what I mean? Big butt, like, oh, was it a song or something? No. I was down and I thought I was out. I was losing and seemingly out of hope. I was at my own 1 yard line, down by 4 touchdowns, but God. You have a story, right? I used to be one thing, but God. I used to be this, but God. I used to be addicted to stuff, but God. You guys have a story like that? It's a big but, and it's awesome because it's got God in the picture. You know, I hear people talk about, like this principle that you look at past performance and that'll give you future performance. It'll give you an indication of whether or not they're going to perform. Guess what? That gets punched in the face when Jesus is in the picture. Just because you used to be one thing in your past doesn't mean you have to be that in your future. It was at the cross of Christ that God did this. He did 2 things. He executed His righteous judgment on sin. All of our sin, every ounce of it, every little speck of it, got accounted for on the cross. And it was at the same time that He executed His righteous love on us as sinners. So at the cross, He solved 2 problems. He has to punish sin and He has to love us. And it was at the cross of Christ that He did this. In other words, when Jesus strapped that chin strap to His helmet and He went on the field, He delivered the death blow to the enemy. He delivered the death blow. He was shown victorious. He took the ball and took it to the house. We can rest assured that when Jesus gets the ball, He will deliver. In order to experience the blessings of the sacrifice, you have to surrender to the one doing the sacrificing. In other words, Jesus defends those who surrender to Him. That's the key. Jesus defends those who surrender to Him. Jesus is the X factor. Take a look at this. John 3:17. For God did not send His Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through Him. He did not come to condemn. He came to save. But in order to be saved through Him, you need to be on His team. You need to be on Team Jesus. Because He's taken the team to the championship. And reports are already out. Vegas is locked. He wins. And guess what? We go into the future. We read the rest of the book, and the end of the book says He's victorious. So you might want to be on His team.